Hey Nesters, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going back to Goodwill to do some thrift shopping, so I thought I would take you along with me. Let's see what we got. I thought this clear candy dish was quite nice, and it kind of reminded me of a circus for some reason, like a circus tent or something like that. They were asking, I think, $3 for it. Pretty reasonable, but I decided to pass on it. So these bowls here, I probably should have actually took a chance on. They are Express China bowls from Japan. They are in the Arcadia pattern, and I believe they're soup bowls. There was about 6 or 8 of them there, and I saw a listing for about $25, but I haven't seen any sold, so I probably, at $1 a piece, it was probably not too smart of me to leave them behind, honestly. Unfortunately, these Corningware egg pots here don't really sell for a whole lot. They were asking $4 a piece. The one with the lid definitely wasn't worth it. The one with the lid I might have been able to sell for a little bit more, but ultimately I decided it probably wasn't worth my time. By the time I was all said and done, I wouldn't have made much, for my time. Now, I come across this Sheffield Serenade pattern dishware quite often, usually just single random pieces everywhere. Unfortunately, they don't sell for a whole lot, and I'm not sure why, because I really think the pattern is quite nice. But I saw a set of 5 dinner plates sold for $20, so if you can get a good enough deal on them, at least the dinner plates, you can probably, make a little bit there, but, most of the pieces don't really go for a whole lot. So this set here had me pretty confused with the pricing. These say that they're $2 each, and then I found another piece up top here that said it was a 16-piece set for $15, so I'm not sure what the deal was with that. So I have a question for you guys. Do any of you use egg cups? I see them often out thrifting, but I have never in my life ever known anyone that uses egg cups. So I'm very interested if you guys do. This is a wicked bummer here. You guys know I like pictures, and this is a vintage piece, but it's all faded off. They were only asking $3 for it. A part of me wanted to take it, but I just didn't know what I was going to do with it, so unfortunately I left it. I thought this was kind of neat. I don't know what Sugar Twin is. I've never heard of that, but I thought it definitely had a vintage look to it. I was definitely intrigued by these mugs here. I kind of saw a starburst look to them, and I was super annoyed that they put the stickers over the front where the graphics were, so I couldn't see the whole graphic of what was going on underneath. So I was trying to carefully take the sticker off and see what it was all about. I thought these Taiwan yellow shakers were pretty neat. I'm always drawn to that mustard yellow color. I always find such beautiful plates that are just a single plate. There's not a lot of times that I find them in a full set at Goodwill, and I never really know what to do with just singles like that. I also really like these 2 plates here. They are Cunningham and Pickett in the Avalon pattern, And yeah, super nice. I wasn't sure what these were exactly, but I thought they had a really nice look to them. I thought this plate had a nice look to it, and then when I turned it over, I got a little scared by just what it said. Not for food use, paint may poison food, for decorative purposes only. I've never seen that where they actually wrote that it may poison the food on the back of it. So I just put that back down. It just kind of freaked me out a little bit. I never pick up bells to resell. I don't know, do you guys think it's something I should start picking up? I come across them quite often, but I mean, what do people even do with them? This platter is absolutely gorgeous. Unfortunately, there was a chip on it. It is made in Italy, and it was nice of Goodwill. They actually wrote as is on it, so I do see that every now and again, and I always appreciate that because it lets me know to look for chips or some kind of defect. This platter here is Buffalo China restaurant ware. They were asking $5 for it. They come in several different patterns, so I'm not sure how much this specific one is worth, but the going rate seems to be between $10 to $15, so it was kind of up in the air. Sometimes I just am not in the mood to pick up milk glass. Even though this piece was kind of interesting, I potentially should have gotten that just because it's a little bit unique, but I decided to pass on it because milk glass just really doesn't sell well right now. These here are Korea and Ives Royal China. I always come across this quite often actually in my area. Now, I absolutely loved this teacup and saucer set here, put out by Relpo. It is a vintage piece. The reason I put it back is because the top of the mug had this really weird texture on it, and it had a couple of sort of chips in it. I personally wouldn't have felt comfortable drinking out of it, so I decided, I wouldn't feel comfortable selling it where it had that really odd texture to the top of the rim. Which is a shame because I probably could have got about 20 bucks for that. Now this set here was kind of interesting to me because it is the blue onion pattern. Normally I see these in a Japan maker, right? But this had a Czechoslovakia marker on it. They were asking $5 for the cup and saucer, and then just the single cups were $3 that didn't have the saucers with them. So I didn't really think that was a very good price for resale, so I decided to leave them behind. But had they been a little bit cheaper, I probably would have took a chance on them. I don't pick up a lot of Falls Graph. It's not a huge seller for me in my area anyways, but I thought the spoon rest was really nice. I did end up picking that up, and I'll tell you a bit more about that in my haul video. So this was for sure my favorite find of the day. They had it marked $15. I ended up getting 25% off my entire order, so I paid $11.25 for this Corelle piece here. I already have it hanging up in my living room. I absolutely love it. If you are interested in seeing what it looks like in my house, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the haul video. I will show it in that. Now my Goodwill is all over the place with their pricing. This beautiful painting here was only priced at $3, and it's in this really nice wooden frame. So that was a steal for sure. They were asking $20 for this veterinarian picture here. I don't know anything about this picture, so maybe it's worth a lot, but I don't think $20 is something I would feel comfortable spending on a picture in a thrift store for something like that, that I would want to resell. I really like this bird picture here as well. I love looking through this section. I don't like it when it's too full because I refuse to sift through it if they're really jammed packed in there because I'm obviously afraid of breaking things. But yeah, I like it when it's just about, half full and I can sift through them quite nicely. Always found some very interesting treasures in this area. So it's always fun when you recognize an artist. So when I moved this off to the side, the next picture I saw is something I was very familiar with because I have a piece of this man's artwork. It is by Rudolph Kaleo, and he does mostly still lifes of floral arrangements like this. They were asking $10 for it, but his paintings go for quite a bit online. So even if it's a print, I tend to pick it up just because I'm a big fan of his. I also have this attraction to amateur paintings. I thought this one was really nicely done. You can tell just by the shape of the mountains, it's not, an overly professional job, but I really liked it. I thought it was quite nice, and I think they were asking about $4 for it. I'm always trying to keep my eye out for things to entertain my children right on the cheap, and they have this nice bowling set here. We do have one that's a plastic kid version, but I thought this seemed to be a much better quality than the one we have, so I did pick this up for the kids. I thought this was a very interesting folk art style piece here. One of the fun things for me looking at the artwork is seeing what they have them priced at. And they actually only had $10 on that, which I think is pretty fair given the size and that it's framed. If this is your style for sure, I'm sure someone would definitely enjoy that for 10 bucks. I spied this little vintage TV tray, I guess dinner tray is what they call it. And it definitely looked mid-century to me. It was a little scratched up on the top of the surface of it, but it was still a pretty neat piece. If you would like to see the haul from everything that I picked up today, make sure you're subscribed, as well as see part 2 of this shop with me because I was there for a while. So yeah, make sure you're subscribed and we'll catch you in the next one. Bye!